Some breaking news coming in. Pre-poll violence in Bangladesh, and Saurabh Gupta is live with us. Saurabh, arson and violence in Bangladesh ahead of the polls. Over to you.
That's right. You know, the Benapole Express that was coming in to Dhaka's Kamalapur station from Benapole in Jashore was set on fire by miscreants. These are unidentified miscreants. And of course, the agencies that are investigating will, of course, find out who they are. But this is, of course, worrying for the authorities, simply because there has been an anticipation and a worry of violence, given the fact that, you know, the main opposition party, which is the BNP, has boycotted the polls after its demand for a caretaker government during the elections was turned down and not accommodated. Now, 4 people are believed to have died. That number is likely to go up. 4 coaches of the Benapole Express were set on fire. The train, like I said, was coming in from Jashore. Benapole is in Jashore, which is, of course, bordering West Bengal, and then that's a district bordering West Bengal. And then, of course, you have the train coming into Kamalapur station in Dhaka. But before it could reach Kamalapur, in the Gopibagh area is where this train was set on fire. At least 4 coaches completely charred in that blaze, 4 people dead. And this comes close on the heels of a call of a hartal by the main opposition party. And of course, the results, though, political analysts here say are widely tipped in the incumbent Prime Minister of Bangladesh, Sheikh Hasina's favor, given the fact that the Awami League seems to have a clear edge in these elections. And of course, there is, of course, a worry of violence, and that worry, of course, perhaps, you know, manifested through this accident. Kamalapur railway station is where that train was headed to in Dhaka. We're reporting from Dhaka at this point, and we will, of course, bring all the latest updates on this election. But this violence is definitely a worrying situation.
Saurabh, very quickly give us political context to this violence as well, because as you pointed out, the opposition parties boycotting. There's fear of perhaps a rigged election. That is what it is. And you know, the opposition party sort of continuing to ramp up its agitation in the run-up to the polls as well. So give us a bit of a political context to why these polls are so high stakes and what are the concerns there.
Well, there are multiple concerns, and depending on which sort of prism you look at it through. And of course, there are multiple theories about who's backing whom and who's siding with whom. And given that this is an election in Bangladesh that is being watched internationally, because it's an election that not only has a lot at stake for Bangladesh and its future, it also has a lot at stake for the entire region. And therefore, you have several, other nations also watching these elections very closely. But within the Bangladesh context, it is, of course, between the BNP, which is the main opposition party, and the Awami League, led by the incumbent Prime Minister, Sheikh Hasina, who's been in power for 15 years now. And this, war of words between the two parties has continued, but it has led to a situation where the BNP opts out rather and boycotts the election.